Welcome back to Coming In Without Context. I am your host, Dylan Yang. I am joined by Hope Stahlsteimer, as always. And today our special guest is Sabrina Liu. How are you, Sabrina?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
So I will be leading discussion first with Sabrina, and we will be kicking Hope out right now. Go away. All right, Sabrina. So I have a topic for you, or for us to discuss today. Okay.
Okay.
And I've crafted this topic especially for you because I know you're a huge fan.
No, please don't tell me it's about Minecraft.
It's about Minecraft.
I can't do this.
Sabrina, it's about Minecraft. Okay, we're talking about the ethics of Minecraft, Sabrina.
What?
The ethics of Minecraft.
Like what ethics?
That's a great question to start off with. Are there ethics in Minecraft or any video game? What do you think, Sabrina?
I mean, I guess it depends on the person. Like it depends on your own set of morals, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, when I used to play Minecraft, like when I was a kid, I would never want to harm like the villagers because I just felt bad. Like I know that they're just part of the game, but I felt so bad like killing them or like destroying their houses or whatever. But I don't know, like the more you play, the more you want to do different things or like experiment. So
but is it possible to be unethical in a video game? Like what I mean is from our perspective, like our reality, I feel like a lot of people would be tempted to say, oh, it doesn't matter what you do in video games or in Minecraft because it doesn't have a greater consequence in our reality, which is the only reality that matters, right? So like it's good that you don't harm villagers or you didn't harm villagers when you were a kid, but whether or not you harmed the villagers, it had no consequence on real life. So do you think it's still important to have those ethics?
I mean, like I said before, I think what you do in a video game could reflect like how you are as a person in real life. So, I mean, if you're playing the game as if that game was real life, then I would say like, yeah, you should use like the morals that you use in life. But I don't know, it's hard because like I'm not gonna kill an animal in real life, like a dog. Like I would never do that. But in Minecraft, that is a whole different story. But am I a bad person for killing someone's dog in Minecraft?
Are you admitting to killing dogs in Minecraft?
No, but like, I mean, yeah, I guess.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, but let me explore this more with you. Okay, we'll start like from the ground level, okay? So first off, do you know what type of Minecraft player you are? Because like in my own head, I've kind of sorted or like these general categories, which I feel like the Minecraft community each have their own different categories, but I've sorted you into a certain category, and I'm curious what you think your own category is as like a type of Minecraft player.
Oh my god, I've never like thought this much about Minecraft, but I guess I play more for like the survival aspect, or like building your own house and just, you know, chilling, doing my own thing. I don't know, I'm not a very creative person, like or player, because first of all, like the times that I've tried to be creative, it just hasn't like ended well for me. So I just play to like live a peaceful life in the game.
Okay, yeah. That's very accurate to how I know you in the various servers we've played on. But I was gonna sort you into like the adventurer category because I feel like whenever we're on the server together and I'm like, what are you doing? You're always like, oh, I'm like a few thousand blocks away from my base.
Oh yeah, because see, I have like a problem with I have a problem with like making a decision. So like I just can't decide where I want to live, like where would be a good place to settle down and live and like gather all my resources. So I always end up just running around. Like I cover a lot of chunks, and then even then I still can't choose. So
Well, Minecraft is probably one of the best games for that because the world is basically infinitely generated.
it's infinite, yeah.
So that leads into my very first point about the ethics specifically. Is it ethical or unethical to destroy the world or even just use the world however you want to yourself in Minecraft?
Um, no, okay. So in Minecraft, I I think it is. I don't know. I don't see a problem with like completely like uh changing the world that you spawn in and like using up all the resources. I don't see a problem with that because that's what you're supposed to do in the game. But don't take that as me translating it to real life where I'm like, oh, you can do whatever you want with the earth. I don't know. I don't know where this is going.
No. I don't. I'm not here to accuse you of anything, Sabrina. This is not.
No, I know. But see, I just thought of one thing because like you're talking about video games, like let's just say Minecraft, for example, and also like what you do and like how ethical I feel like you are in the game depends on how much power you have. Like, are you if you're in creative mode or if you're in survival mode or
Right.
whatever. Like, if you're in creative mode, and you're basically God. You can do whatever you want, and
Right.
like at that point, it really, I don't think the ethics matter because you can do whatever you want.
It
can
doesn't
abuse your
apply
power.
anymore. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So for the sake of like a hypothetical, let's assume for the rest or for most of this discussion that it's survival vanilla Minecraft and you just started a brand new world, okay?
hmm
So you feel like it reflects on your character a little bit. But then speaking in the Minecraft world itself, it's you're right, it's not really like unethical because it is everything, all the resources are infinitely generated. Like if you run out of resources in a given area, you could just travel further on, right, and get more.
Yeah. Okay. So can I just add one more point to like what
Yes.
I was saying previously? So it also depends on like I think I've already said it, but like how you're planning to play the game or the world that you're spawning out. Because if you're trying to just survive in the world, right, your goal is to build a house and have food and I don't know, get some pets, get some dogs, be happy. Then ethics do matter when it comes to like what you do with the world and the space around you because you want to stay in that area for a long time, so you don't want
Right.
to like mess it up or destroy it or make it like uninhabitable. But however, if you're on creative mode and you're God, then none of that matters.
Well, actually, so speaking to like the survival part of your comment. So like is the dilemma ethical versus unethical because of like long-term prospects? So like you mentioned something like, oh, you want to make quote unquote more ethical decisions in terms of like preserving livestock, preserving your resources and trees around your area, because then in the future you'll still have them, right? Like you want to be sustainable, is a word, right? But is
Mhm.
that really related to like the ethics themselves, or is it more based on your personal needs, your personal gains, and like you're only looking out for your own benefit in the future?
Well, if we're talking about Minecraft, yeah, I'm definitely only thinking about myself and surviving in that world for the longest time.
Mhm.
So yeah.
But then another aspect to it is like if there were like a lore to like our character player in Minecraft, we whenever we die, we respawn, right?
hmm
Like technically we don't need food to survive. Like if even if we starve and we run out of hearts and we die, we just respawn again with full hearts and full food.
Unless you're playing hardcore.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that changes things, right? If
I
you're
mean, yeah,
hardcore, the world will reset. Almost like in one of those like time traveling movies, where like they bring
yeah,
the day every time.
yeah. I forgot about hardcore, but I'd say like hardcore is definitely like a real life simulator where you only get to live once and
Mhm.
you do what you got to do with the world around you to survive. But once you have like those like once you have the ability to, or like once you know that you can't truly die in the world if you're not playing hardcore, then I think you're just open to more options to what you can do. And I think given that like freedom, you might not be as ethical with your decisions as if you were, on
Mm,
hardcore and you only have one life.
that's very astute. Yeah, I did not plan on going in this direction when I came up with this discussion, but that's a great point. I feel like okay, so now applying it to like our real world, that's that's kind of interesting, but it also almost doesn't seem to run true because like you know how like the cliches of like some movies are like, oh, you gotta live every day as if it's your last day, and you gotta also like take care of others. You gotta look out for the planet. But like so many people
Mhm.
actually do that. Like I take for granted that I'm young and I have a lot of time ahead of me. So like what I guess I don't know if you can respond to this at all, but why do you think like even though we know that we only get like the one life, most people still don't really utilize it to the fullest?
um, well, I guess, I mean, first of all, everyone has different like definitions of what it means to live life to the fullest, however, like no matter how cheesy that is. But I think for some people, um, maybe they like lose track of their goal to,
Hmm.
um, live life to the fullest, or like they just I actually don't know. This is a lot deeper than Minecraft, but
My goal with this was definitely to explore how Minecraft and like the principles within Minecraft reflect into our life, right? But I
yeah,
think
I mean that's interesting.
yeah, I think you're onto something though, because you were talking about goals and stuff. Like in Minecraft, at least for me, like if I don't have a goal or like if I don't have a project that I'm trying to complete, I kind of lose interest. Like I end up like flying around or running around just aimlessly, and then I kind of lose the motivation to actually like continue playing.
Yeah, me too. I just delete the world.
Right. So then applying that to like real life, like obviously you have like certain goals like oh you gotta eat food 3 times a day so that you're not hungry, you gotta sleep so you feel well rested, but then other than those like passive goals, most people I would say like probably don't have like a concrete long-term goal, right?
Yeah, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. And like not to be one of those types of people, but some people do like have, I guess you can call them goals that relate to them more spiritually. They're like
Hmm.
on a deeper level and they feel
Yeah.
like, this is their life purpose. Like if you ask a bunch of people like the same question, like what is the meaning of life? Like there isn't supposed to be one defined answer. Like the whole point is that everyone has a different opinion or answer on it.
Yeah. Yes, definitely, that's definitely true. Well, then returning to Minecraft. I want to shoot at you some different situations, some different scenarios, and you let me know how you would feel in that situation. Like, do you feel bad about it, or do you feel like that's totally fine in terms of ethics? Okay.
Okay,
All right. So first, cutting down trees in Minecraft. How do you feel about that?
that's fine. You can just replant them.
What about capturing wild animals and like putting them into like an enclosed area as like your personal farm.
Yeah, that's completely fine. And I think I like mentioned before, but I really dislike Minecraft cows. They're so, I don't know. I just don't. So like, there's no way for me to feel bad about putting them in a cage and using them for food.
Okay, okay. Well then, like extending that, what about like, and I feel like based on what you just said, I know the answer, but what about like enclosing them, right? And then not ever breeding them, not ever giving them any attention, just leaving them there forever.
What do you mean, like just
Like,
leaving the world, or?
no, no, no. Like you still play in the world, but you just like even let's say you initially you breed you get them in there in the pen, right?
Hmm.
As a resource, and then you're just like, oh, actually, I don't need them anymore, but you just leave them there.
I mean, that's fine. I'm sure they'll despawn eventually. Or if I need the fences, I'll just take the fences and then they'll be free.
Okay. Okay, what about putting them in a really complicated but like messed up like merry-go-round or some kind of like machine that sends them that shoots them flying perpetually forever.
Oh no, that's actually funny because I watched a YouTube video where this guy was playing with a mod, and basically there were portals, and he made like an endless portal of cows. I think, and that was really funny. So yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, okay. Well, we're moving on from that. Okay. What Okay, okay. We'll start from the easy one. What about killing hostile mobs?
Completely fine. I want to loot.
You don't feel bad at all about killing hostile mobs?
No, I literally never felt bad. Like skeletons, do you feel bad about killing a skeleton? They're so annoying.
Well, like, would you say it's self-defense?
No,
So
even if I
you're just
see a skeleton and it's not shooting at me, I'll kill it.
I think that's the best possible take.
okay, but okay. Then what about killing or attacking neutral mobs? So like Endermen, like zombie pigmen, like they're non-aggressive to you.
Um, well, like if I really need their loot, then yeah. I mean, I do feel bad if they're not being aggressive, but sometimes like I really need the loot. Like if I need ender pearls or something, I gotta do it.
Okay, okay. Now we're getting into like the tough area. Okay. What about and we spoke on this earlier. What about killing passive mobs and specifically the mobs that can be your pets, okay? So like wolves turning into dogs, cats, axolotl.
Okay, yeah. See, like ethically, no, I wouldn't do that. Like I feel too bad killing them. Like when you could just leave them alone. Why would you kill them?
But instead, are you fine with capturing them or taming them and making them your pet forever?
No, I actually feel bad about that too, because at some point I realized having all these dogs or cats like following me is kind of a pain. And sometimes, they get hurt or something or they die by like falling in lava, which is not my fault, but they just walk in on their own. And I don't know. So I feel like they're kind of a burden in the game. So that's why I don't get pets anymore.
Hope, how do you feel about that?
I always feel the worst because I want to bring like my dog along with me on adventures because otherwise it just sits somewhere like forever in a single spot. But like at the same point, like she was saying, like that ups their chances of like dying. And so then it's like maybe I'll tame one dog, but I don't want to tame a bunch because like I'll bring that dog on walks almost like at times where I like release it from the spot, but I can't bring it on adventures where I think there's a chance of it dying.
Yeah, me too. Like it just becomes a burden at some point.
There was one time I tamed a dog and it was before I had like a permanent like settlement and like literally they died right after I tamed them. Like I tamed them and I got the like best friends forever achievement. And then right after that, it said like the dog died. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh no.
Okay. Now this is where we get into like in between cases. How would you feel about killing any type of mob which you went through the trouble of naming it like with a name tag? Like it doesn't matter what kind of mob, but you just named it and then suddenly like I don't know, you're considering killing it or something. How would you feel bad about that?
Yes.
I guess. Yeah.
But what like for example, what if let's say you had and this is based on something that we have currently on the server. What if you had a drowned, okay, and you trapped him in a little fence area, and then you named him some kind of cute name, and then like normally, if it was just any other drowned, you'd have no problem killing it, right? Especially if it was attacking you, right?
hmm
But then, what about giving it a name makes it different?
I mean, it's like a pet, but again, like if it tries killing me, then I'm probably gonna kill it.
You wouldn't try to like save it again. Like if it escaped its cage and it started attacking you, you wouldn't try to like get it back into a new cage or something.
Oh, I mean, if I really wanted to keep it, then yeah, I would. I feel like you're going into a much deeper point with like the whole ethics thing. You know, it kind of relates to the whole do video games promote violence? Because you know a lot of video games are kind of violent, and you know they got like guns and stuff. But that doesn't necessarily mean that people playing them will become violent, or like what you do in a video game doesn't really reflect on your person like um in real life. So
Yeah, I would.
I feel like you're kind of nearing that kind of.
I also don't think that video games lead to real life violence, but I am trying to see how deep I can take this in Minecraft. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of unrelated to the like path you're taking us on, but I had a comment earlier that I didn't end up saying when you asked about like, do you feel bad about like killing skeletons? And I feel like they're the same, like killing a skeleton, especially as you get later into the game and you have really good armor and it's pretty unlikely that you're going to die from a skeleton, um, is more like killing a mosquito. Like it's just kind of a nuisance that keeps like shooting arrows at you. Like a mosquito will keep biting you, but it's not like it's something that's threatening. Like you're not acting in self-defense, especially as you get later in the game. Maybe early on you are.
But does it change anything for you guys to know, like to be aware that these mobs like are sort of mindless in a way? Like regardless of what you might be doing or how much armor you have or like how well your karma is in the universe, the skeleton will, if it sees you, it will always attack you. Doesn't matter if you're AFK or if you're farming or you're fishing, like it'll, if it sees you, its sole job is to shoot you. Does that like change how you perceive them at all?
Well, let me think for a bit, because I still think that while like the skeletons, they're part of the game, they're coded to act that way. I don't know, like even if I had the armor to like not be that affected by skeletons, if they're really annoying me, like it takes me 1 second to get rid of them. So might as well.
I feel like you're a no nonsense killer, Sabrina.
It's also fun though. It's like I I'm like abusing my power of like my end game power by being like, oh, I have this really good gear, I have this really good sword. I could crit the skeleton twice and kill it. So I just go for it.
See, I'm the type of player who doesn't kill things unless it's like necessary. Like even when I'm like have all the armor and stuff, I just run away. I avoid confrontation in Minecraft. I don't deal with mobs. And I'm the one who named the drowned and put it in a cage.
I have follow-ups for both of you. So first for Sabrina, is it it sort of like you went through the effort you to make all the progress to get like the as good gear as you can get, and now you have like the ability, like these abilities, and so you feel like, oh, it kind of is deserved, or it makes sense that I should be able to like now attack and kill the skeletons easily.
Um, I don't think I think like, oh, they deserve it or anything. It's just I have the power to, and I'm honestly just abusing my power in the game.
Okay, so now for hope, is it about like you said avoiding confrontation, but is it like not wanting to waste your time dealing with them? Like we brought up earlier, like the mosquitoes, just they're just small pests. You know, they can't really harm you in any major way, unless they have like a disease. But that's irrelevant. But like it's not worth your time to deal with them.
I don't know if it's like not worth my time. It's just like if I'm going and like trying to complete a task, unless they're making it like impossible to do that, I'm just gonna ignore the mobs. Like I'm just gonna keep running and going where I need to go and doing what I need to do. Because most instances where I encounter mobs, because like my base will always be lit up, is if I'm off like going to get like a specific resource or like traveling to a specific place and it's night. So like most times I can just run past them. Any other instances, like in caves or something, if I'm dealing with them, like if they make it impossible to get like a certain ore, then obviously I will like attack them. Or if like I'm afraid they're gonna hit me into lava or something like that. But otherwise I'll just keep going because I just got stuff to do.
No, yeah, I think I'm the same too. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to just kill every skeleton at night, but like if they're on my base or if like the creeper or something is on my base and could blow up my house, then I'm definitely getting rid of it. Or if I'm mining and it's like just getting really annoying, then yeah, I'll get rid of it. But I don't like go out of my way like when I'm running to do a task to kill a skeleton.
So like ultimately, like your actions come from a place of knowing that the skeleton is just like a mosquito. It's just the insect. It's like a small obstacle to like maybe make it a little tougher to survive. But if you're well at like a certain point, it doesn't matter anymore. Like they're not even worth your consideration.
I mean, yeah, you could put it that way.
Okay, I have one last situation before we wrap up. How do you guys feel about killing the Ender Dragon? And I wanna set this up for you guys. Okay, you're a player. You take the land, you abuse it, you exploit it for resources for your own benefit, and so you craft armor, you craft tools, completely of your own free will. You locate the stronghold, you set up the portal, and you willingly jump through. Now you're in a completely different dimension, one that you've never been in before. And you see a giant dragon. And it's clearly her territory, and you're clearly the invader. And when you kill her, you see that after everything you went through, there's an egg sitting on the exit of that dimension. How do you guys feel about what you've done to get to that point?
I mean, aren't you technically like freeing the end by killing the dragon, whatever that means? I mean, at least that's what the achievement says. So you're doing a good thing by killing it.
I only kill the Ender Dragon if other people are already killing the Ender Dragon, and then I tag along. Otherwise, I just farm.
You can always have someone else to blame.
Yeah, I just peer pressure, you know.
So like you guys don't feel that strongly about the fact that you're killing a mother protecting its egg?
I mean, I've never thought about it like that. it's just I don't know. Okay, not gonna lie, I've never like killed the dragon on my own without like cheating in a survival game. But no, so I want to know like what you think. I know you're like the host, but I want to know what you think because I remember that one time you spawned the dragon like 5 or 6 times just to get like I don't know what we were getting. But how did you feel bringing back the dragon and killing it repeatedly?
I definitely would echo like some of the similar sentiments that you guys have had, where like it's a game, right? And it doesn't really have any outside consequences. And especially like in the situation you mentioned, if I have a goal, like I'm trying to achieve something. So like in that case, we were trying to collect elytra for everybody to have and be able to use. That everything else, like any potential guilt or remorse you might have, like thinking about the situation deeper, you kind of ignore it, right? Like that's how I felt at that time. But when I was thinking about it, and I actually didn't, I have never read the ending screen scroll through, like after you beat the dragon, like they show all the story and they show the credits, right? I've never looked into that, so I probably should have done more research for this. But but really, like what it comes down to is you are actually killing an animal in its own territory who's a mother. And then most of the time someone will just take the egg as a trophy. And like when you put it like that, that's kind of really messed up, isn't it?
I guess, yeah. Also, like, kind of unrelated, but I just remembered Golem. And so, you know that speedrun tactic where you find the golem and you know, block or go up like 3 blocks high and then you can crit it from up there? I feel so bad because the iron golems are supposed to just protect the village and the villagers. And it just feels so messed up killing golems for me.
Not to mention the iron farms, which you trap
That
village,
was so messed up. I didn't like this.
but it's so
Yeah.
important.
I don't like the wool farm you have set up, and that's just because the sheep are like in one block glass thing.
Yeah, and I remember, like in one of the worlds that we had, I had like a village really close by to my house, and it spawned like a bunch of golems, and I would like sometimes like go back there with iron, and I would see if the golems like got hurt overnight, like they got cracked, and I would just click them the iron on them to like heal them. And I don't know, that felt good because they're like the one mob that's I don't know. I feel like they're just good. They're not doing anything bad or evil.
But it's annoying when you accidentally hit one of them and they just like two-shot KO you.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I feel like we should have ended it on your wholesome note, Sabrina, because this whole thing has been like, wow, I didn't need to think about that, but now I will think about that.
I know. And like, I just realized that you've probably done the most unethical things in Minecraft out of like the three of us because you always build those like farms to get resources and they're always harming some kind of mob.
Efficiency at the cost of morality.
And on that note, hope. I feel like it's very obvious, but what did we talk about today?
The ethics of Minecraft.
Exactly. I'm glad we considered all those different situations. I feel like it could go so much deeper than we covered, but there's also a lot of like reflections to like real life stuff and like how like the different situations contrast with real life.
I was gonna say at first I thought you were talking about animal abuse in Minecraft, but then when you moved on from animals to other things, I was like, oh, it's just general ethics.
Well, anyway, thank you, Sabrina.
Well, thank you for having me.
that's the end of this episode of Coming In Without Context.
It was a good topic. I like this.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.